miss you, baby.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of Cryptos and Coffee. My name is Dan Maciel and I'm here with my good friend Nick Godfrey. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, bro? Pleasure to be here. Happy to be a part of this first edition of Cryptos and Coffee. So.
Yeah, man. There's a lot going on right now with Bitcoin. We are. Let me show you my screen. Let's see what we got going on.
Too much going on with
Bitcoin. Let me see. So as of now, Bitcoin has been testing the support at around $6,000, and I mean it's been skipping along this sort of area for a while now. And everyone's been wondering, is it gonna bounce off again? Is this gonna be a lot of bullish people think that now is the time where it's gonna shoot back up to the moon, but
yeah.
You know, a lot of other people who think that it's gonna fall through and we're gonna test other supports. So yeah, Nick, why don't you?
Definitely heavy support, but yeah, finish.
Yeah, why don't you share your screen and show some people some technical analysis and some of the alts that you've been looking at for trades.
All right, absolutely. Now, by all means, I am no expert, but I am learning, and this is educational purposes. So, do you see my screen right now?
Yeah, I see it. We're good.
All right, so just a little breakdown of what you were just mentioning about Bitcoin. People are, we're seeing this scenario work out there. It is touching this area of resistance on a downturn, on a downside trend. So it just hit this previous resistance, and it's testing this big support that people are very confident. I mean, there's a big majority thinking that it could go lower, which I do believe it is a possible scenario. But the lowest I see it coming is around this $5,000 range. This is like my hopium chart right there.
Look at that RSI though. I mean, it's way oversold. I mean, there's
that point. Absolutely. Yeah, it's this area around 6,000 or around 5,800 to 6,200 is really an area where it's bounced several times. People are if they're gonna put bid orders around that area because they're expecting it to bounce again. So, but right now, we're just on the sidelines. Nothing crazy. But let's break this down. This is on the day chart. Let's break it down a little more on the hour. So we do see this little inverse Bart Simpson pattern where these significant pump and dumps happen. Well, out of nowhere, so sporadic. But this is, in the past 24 hours. So Bitcoin dropped, down to 6,100, really touching this, support area.
Skating by,
people are really, scared and uncertain. So this is just recent, the past, 12 hours or so, 6 hours. It pretty much, pumped back up to this 6,400, support area. So, which has turned to resistance now. But
it's just lingering,
Yeah, if what I feel, it could just be, the bears just, cooling off the RSI, like you said, definitely RSI is definitely oversold. So it could be the bears, just, or the bull, it would be the bears pumping it back up, let it cool off a bit, then it could go back, on 6.
Yeah, I mean, overall though, it looks like it's been on just a downward trend. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it fell lower. It fell down to the next support.
I still believe, there's more time for downside. Like I don't expect things to have a crazy reversal anytime soon. Again,
right.
Be above 10,000, but that's a whole nother story. But I do see this scenario playing out again where it could bounce off this 6,000 support, hit this top of this resistance around 68, 67, 68, then come back down even maybe lower, then maybe break out in this little when it gets to the apex of this. There's not really a triangle at this point, but
right.
So for the most part, the market is bearish, and it might not be a good time to make any trades, but it doesn't mean you can't plan something out for the long run. So let's pull up a couple points that I've been looking at. I like VeChain overall as a long-term play. This is VeChain, VET. It's clearly did very well since the previous bottom of all these alts. This thing pumped originally 120, overall 150%. It's still sitting at 100+%. And it's just sitting at this support line for a very long time now.
It's a 4 hour, right? Yeah.
This is the 4 hour. Yeah, this is a long-term chart, so very long-term. So it definitely, it saw this area as resistance and broke through, and now it's using it as support and get rid of this. But overall, I mean, if you could look to get, maybe place a buy here if it breaks beneath this, 20, 25, 225, area, I would, have a loss, put a stop, put a stop in, but. Overall, I think this the thing is, this did pump very, very sporadic. It does have a big gap between these two, this pump area. So it does have potential. What I was mentioning before, actually, I had this support drawn where it hit this area many times as support. So it could actually come back down to this
Right.
170, 175 area, which I would absolutely have, a buy set for that. With the market, with Bitcoin down, everything follows Bitcoin. So this could be a possibility. This could play out where it comes back down to the support. So I would definitely keep an eye on that. Could even
would you attribute most of the trends to follow Bitcoin, all the alts?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Bitcoin's the kingpin. I can't even deny that. It just makes sense, especially since all these altcoins are in BTC pairings. It only makes sense that why they follow each other. But overall, you could play this out in the short term right now. VeChain, test the support. If it drops below, just get out of it and maybe pick some more up around this support if Bitcoin starts going down too. So let's move on. One more Ontology.
Oh, Ontology.
Looking real hot right now. I mean, this had a good bounce too from the recent bottom. And everything was capitulating for the time, and it broke past this. It shot. It just pumped massively. And then
was that around the Bitcoin pump? Was that around the same time?
It was around when all the altcoins took big drops, and they had to bounce at one point. So
yeah,
this is one of the coins that had a good run when it bounced back. And overall, this coin is actually very bullish. It's very fairly new. People, it hasn't had a big run yet in the alt season. During alt season, so. Even during the bear market, it did 4 or 5x. So it's back to this point where it could easily do that again and plus more. So overall, this could be a good long-term play. But for this short term right now, I'm seeing this if you draw this little support area, even on the horizontal support on a logical. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, if you see in this area of 27, 28. Way back when it first came out, you can see, it used it again as support at this point, and support again right here. So this is pretty much where we're at, and then it's touching this upwards, uptrend support level, which, this looks like a buy. If Bitcoin does, starts picking up, I mean, which it did, people are still uncertain about it, so they're not going to be entering. I'm probably not going to be entering any trades anytime soon, but this could be a potential play. I do like the setup right now, so you could look for. Just had a little double top here, so if you wanted to play this for a good 8%, 7-8%, that's very possible. Set a stop if it goes below, this 2,700 or 2,750.
Be a small play there at least. Yeah.
Exactly. Those are these are the 2 coins I'm actually overall bullish on the long term. And this is actually another coin that I actually did like at the time. I still like it. It still does good. Wabi is what it is. And you can see here on the 4-hour, it clearly has a strong support and resistance. So it was on the way down, used this area of support many, many times. Then it broke through, and then it used as resistance many, many times. And then it, broke through. This, it didn't really touch it, but now it touched it, it touched it recently again. So it touched it about, what is this? This is back in August. Not August. September, early September here. September 5th, it touched this support, which was this resistance, which once was support. Touched that again, pumped up, a good amount, and now it's back to that level, and it kind of bounced again. So, I mean, this could, if Bitcoin starts picking up and all start popping, this could, easily do it either, back up to this 3,100 range, and or it could bounce back down, and you could even try to catch that support bounce at the support again.
I mean, most of these alts are just great buys. I mean, everything's down in the gutter right now. Yeah.
Well, for the overall, long term, these alts are extremely cheap. I mean, I'm going to be accumulating as well as looking for these trades. But you can't really go wrong with accumulating some of these coins that they're confident in the long term.
Absolutely.
Some other coins, XLM, I really like. It is actually XLM by looking at it, you can see that it's approaching this resistance again of 3,000. It actually hasn't broke this 3,000 level in a long time, especially with this recent dump on Bitcoin. It really just didn't seem to follow Bitcoin. It was doing its own thing. So I kind of like XLM on the long term as well. But the short term, this could actually be a buy at 3,000 support range.
Yeah, it's definitely going to bounce. You can almost guarantee it.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll keep it nice and short for now. So I would say overall, those are 3 coins I really like for the time: VeChain, Ontology, Wabi, and maybe even XLM.
Yeah, let's revisit these next progress and see if we can monitor their plays.
Just throw it back over to you. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been a lot of fun. We'll definitely have to do more episodes.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, buddy. See you soon.
Talk to you later, man.